Hey everyone, Aussie Viking here for another video. Another Star Wars one. I've got some other non-Star Wars stuff coming, but then I've got more Star Wars stuff because I've got some good things and I'm really happy about Star Wars coming up. First up though, I want to talk about Star Wars The Clone Wars. My god, if you hate the prequels, which, whatever, you know me, I love the prequels, they're fucking amazing, and I will go into depth, I've gone into depth about why they're amazing. I'm actually going to have another video about a character idea about Anakin soon. But yeah, and it's all from the films. But if you hate the prequels, it doesn't matter if you hate them or not, you need to see this. This show will make you either love the prequels or at least love the characters in the prequels. Because this is one of the best shows, not only in Star Wars, this is some of the best Star Wars content, but some of the best story content ever. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to actually open up here. Now you're probably thinking, how the hell, if have you seen it if you've opened it up here? Netflix. And after I watched these on Netflix, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I need to get these. Now this was a while ago and I couldn't actually find these for a good price because JB Hi-Fi had them for the Blu-ray like $150 for all seasons, and I'm like, not yet. And then Amazon comes to Australia and I got this, I shit you not, for like $75 from Blu-ray season 1 to 5 on sale at Amazon Australia. And I'm not going to lie, that was great because JB Hi-Fi in Australia, which had a sale on, had the DVDs at $135. That was the DVDs, not the Blu-rays. And the Blu-rays like $140, I think. And I'm like, no. So, yeah, let's open these bad boys up. Now, first up, it's so crazy how adult this is. I guess I could call this an unboxing too. Welcome to the unboxing of Star Wars The Clone Wars, the TV show, which is so freaking good. So, you've got first season. The first season is the weakest, but it sets up the most story details. It's still solid, don't get me wrong. Season 1 is solid, just nowhere near as good as 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's on 3 discs, as you can tell. There is some good ones. The only downside is they're not in order. So, like, episodes in this one kind of come before episodes in like season 4 or 5, which is the weird thing that this series had. They went back in timelines in certain episodes, but they're really, really good. So if you watch it, season 1 is good, but it could be better. But when we get to season 2 and 3, it really amps up. Season 2, that really amps up. Satine, Satine, Boba, and the other bounty hunters. Oh, it's just so good. Anakin just being a badass, Ashoka being a badass. And season 3 really gets really good. The Mortis arc in this is a 10 out of 10. The Clone Wars arc on Umbara is a 10 out of 10. Like, oh my god, this for me is the pinnacle of Star Wars in terms of TV shows and even storytelling. Like, yes. But it gets better. While I think that's the best one, when you get to season 4, we're more, my god, but then you get to this one, and it just makes you go, like, it's crazy how much better this show gets over time. You know, if you can't stand the first season, which has some good episodes, 2 and 3, 4 and 5 are just brilliant. Downside is, we didn't get all the series. When Lucas sold it to Disney, the season 6 that was in production, they had half of season 6, I believe, finished, which they released on DVD called The Lost Missions, which I haven't got yet, but I will. I have seen them though. So they got half the season 6 finished, done, dusted. The other half, unfortunately, wasn't finished, and they had scripts up to 7 and 8. After season 8, it was going to go into Revenge of the Sith. So you would have had 8 beautiful seasons of the Clone Wars, which would have been fantastic. Unfortunately, Disney came in and went, yeah, nah. And there were some other things as well. You know, Cartoon Network didn't want to give up the rights and stuff like that, which is fuck Cartoon Network. But yeah, it does suck. But this entire beautiful set of just everything is a must see. This is a must see. And funny enough, like, it's funny because people say, oh, it's a kid's show though. It's not a kid's show. First up, there was a ratings board that there wasn't because Lucas actually funded more or less this with his own money. He put millions of dollars into this with his own money. So he was able to go, if we want people to get decapitated, we can have people get decapitated, which is in there. If you want to see people get stabbed, they get stabbed. You want to see them get shot in the head, they get shot in the head. You want to see people get exploded and just, oh. The amount of, like, stuff this show gets away with is crazy. This is not a kid's show. Like, this is probably more violent than most M-rated films, at least in Australia, out there. And it's insane. It's so good. And this is the sort of show that everybody wants a spin-off of. They had Disney doing spin-offs of, what is it? Han Solo and Rogue One. They're okay, but what we want to see is a Clone Wars thing. You know, I want to see the finished off Clone Wars stuff. You know, Shoga, maybe. I'd like Darth Maul. You know, I'd like an Obi-Wan movie, which we hopefully will get, and hopefully there's a reference to, like, Satine and Darth Maul. I would love a Boba Fett one. I'd love a General Grievous. That'd be friggin' awesome, because all you need is really General Grievous to be mocapped and his voice, which is, you know, still around. So all that stuff would be beautiful, but like this is a must-have. I mean, I know I said this a lot, but this right here is a must-have. It is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It will make you respect not only Star Wars more so, and even make you really really excited and interested in to see what happens in the future for Star Wars, but it just makes you just love everything Star Wars even more so. And the prequels. If you didn't like the prequels for whatever reason, and there's tons of them, a lot of tons stupid fucking ones, but still, this will make you love it, or at least the characters, because it's so good. If I had to rate Clone Wars, it'd be a 10 out of 10. Like, the amount of detail and depth they go into here, like, you will cry. They will build up a character so much, and you'll have certain things happen to them, like Five and certain Clone Wars guy during a certain attack, and just, like, you would just tear up when you, almost, yeah, okay. Oh, god damn it, like, I'm thinking back to them right now, and I'm like, oh, like, it blew my mind. Like, there have been moments where I'm just sitting there, like, did that just happen? Like you will literally see that. It's fantastic. It's one of the most emotionally powerful Star Wars ever, right? And while, okay, first up, while I like Rebels, I do not think Rebels is anywhere near as good as Clone Wars. I like it. It could be better, but it's okay. What I want to say, I think after we saw this and how great this was, a lot of us went, okay, can we get a KOTOR? Like, can we please get a KOTOR TV show? Which we unfortunately didn't, but I'm so hoping we get a KOTOR 3D. I mean, I know a lot of people want, you know, between episodes 6 and 7, but unless we get a live action Revan film, I want Clone Wars type Revan, like, KOTOR film, TV show, because KOTOR's so good. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I wanted to go into detail about, like, certain great arcs, such as the Umbara one and the Mortis arc, but I've kind of touched on those in other videos, so yeah. Anyway, so before the Clone Wars, there was a Clone Wars movie. It's okay. You know, it's not the best. Well, it's not the best because it originally was, like, 4 or 5 episodes, but Lucas was like, I think it was Lucas was like, yeah, let's make it into a movie, which is fair enough. I'm not going to lie, though. If they were going to turn any Star Wars film into a movie, they should have just taken the Mortis arc and put it up there. Or even the Umbara arc. That would have been amazing. If you showed the Umbara arc in 2008 as your starter up, everybody would have been like, give that an Oscar. Like, it's such a good art, which is why, like, I don't want you to be like, alright, Umbara arc, and you just go straight to season 3. You need to build that up. At least watch season 1. Watch all of season 1, 2, and then go into 3. I do recommend the movie because it does introduce Ashoka and other elements, but it's not 100% necessary. You kind of pick things up by the end of season 1, you kind of pick it all up anyway. But, yeah. Anyway, that's Aussie Viking out. I'll see you on Valhalla. Bye.